Good evening, my friends. Today I just want to talk about Luke 15 some more, the parable of the prodigal son. I've just been thinking about this some more today, and man, I just wanted to share from 15 verses 31 and 32. And he said unto him, after the other son came back, who was lost, and had gotten his inheritance, and he came back, and then the other son was upset. And this is what the father says to him. He says, "Son, you are ever with me, and all that I have is yours. It was meet that we should make merry and be glad, for this your brother was dead and is alive again, and was lost and is found." And man, I just was thinking about how the only way to have life is with the Father, you know, and the only way to the Father is through the Son. But the only way to even be alive is to be with Him. And as long as we're with Him, we live. Like this other son, he was upset. You know what I mean? And it was wrong that he was upset, but it was, no matter, even if it was wrong, his heart, even though it might not have been right, he still was with the Father, and he had not departed from the Father. So he had not forfeited anything that was his, because he was faithful. You know what I mean? So it was okay for him to be upset with his younger brother. It didn't change anything about how the Father perceived him. We all go through things that our Father has to teach us and train us and chasten us. But if we leave, if we don't stay under His authority and stay under His leadership or stay under His chastening, and we depart from Him, that's when we depart from life. Okay, it's like if we sin willfully after we've received a knowledge of the truth, and that willful, it's like a willful rejection where you harden your heart and turn away. You say, you know what, whatever you got for me, give it to me. I'm done. I'm good. You know what I mean? Or you just say, I don't even care what you have for me. I'm done. You know, like there's a position that we can take where we cut ourselves off from our life, the source of our life, which is the Father, which is through, the Son, which gives us life to the Father. But the Father is the source of all. So, but if we stay under Him, like even if we go astray, just like this other son, he's like, man, he was upset, he was ticked off, his heart wasn't right, he wasn't acting in love. But he still was with the Father, and he still was where he needed to be, so he still hadn't forfeited anything. You know what I'm saying? He never departed from life, is what I'm trying to say. It is, even if you fall in sin and you make mistakes, which you will, as long as you remain under the Father or with the Father, you remain in life. You just put yourself before Him. You say, look, I'm sorry, I've made a mistake. You let the Father tell you your heart is wrong. You let Him tell you this was necessary that we should do this, for your brother was dead, but now he's found. You listen to His counsel. You take heed and you submit to it. That's the difference. That's the only difference between people who are reprobate and people who are under grace. The people who are reprobate, when they hear the counsel of the Father, they reject it and they depart from it. And people under grace, even though they may sometimes reject it, they still submit to it. There's a submitting to the Father's will that happens, and a bringing yourself to the Father, knowing you have nowhere else to go, knowing that if you left, you would be dead, knowing that He is the only way to have life. That's the only difference between us and those who are not under grace. We keep the Father's company. We stay with Him because we know that he is our source of life. Even if we slip up, we put ourselves under him to be chastened and to be brought back into life. Amen.